Hello, everyone. I am here by myself. Hopefully, I get joined with somebody. Being here completely alone is not that much fun, but we'll see what happens. First off, Merry Christmas to everybody. Everybody loves Christmas. At least I think everybody loves Christmas. Retail workers might not like Christmas. Who cares what retail workers think? They don't like me when I work retail, so rest of you guys can put up with hell. So, first off, as usual, smack sound. Because if you look at this logo, it sort of looks like smack sound. Does not look like SmackDown at all. I mean, they could have did the D rounded off with the arrow pointed down. That's what I would did with that last part of the essay, and people would get it. Or just go a little bit further with your blue. Anyway, I think only me and Town care about the logo. So let's go see what's on tap for SmackDown. And to be the fight card, here's the fight card. First, it's a Bloodline. You get LA Knight. You get the Pixie's Cut husband, and the Pixie Cut down below. And you got two Australians and a guy that will probably be Santa Claus. At least I think he used to be Santa Claus. Oh, look. A Samoan werewolf. Probably one of my favorite wrestlers. Crazy he lost 60 pounds in a short amount of time. And still wonder how acrobatic he was without losing all that weight. But that was probably in his contract. He had to lose weight and keep it lost. Bad Line versus the Bloodline is coming up. And look. It's the guy that interrupts every show except for NXT right now. It's Mr. McIntyre. Mr. McIntyre. Let's see what he thinks is gonna happen. Basically, LA Knight, everybody else runs out. There's let's get through too. Right. Not everybody's beating the hell out of each other. That striking a deal was solo. McIntyre has left. We don't see McIntyre anymore. We do see LA Knight. And Andrade versus Malone Tongan. There you got Samoan Werewolf. That doesn't work out to be a very good landing. Oh, look. It's that sneaky Japanese fella. As Tom would say. Actually, Vince McMahon would say that. Because we both think it's funny. And I say it frequently. Japan. Solo. Slam down Andrade. And that's it. The bad line or bloodline has won. And look. It's two douchebags, one from the US and one from Australia. Don't know why they haven't had either one wrestling on the main roster. Austin Theory's still good. The other one's actually a better wrestler. Nobody cares. He never wrestles. For some reason, there we go. Go on reverse here. Braun Strowman's the guest of the show. Coming out being a jolly Santa. Tom watched Santa with muscles yesterday, and look, there's Santa with muscles without having to watch Hulk Hogan. Yeah, terrible actor and a terrible liar. And out goes the lighted up palm tree. Something brown Santa Claus, brown Claus. Yeah, I think brown Claus works the best. Eating the tree out of a. Oh, look who showed up. Russell's favorite referees showed up back there. That's who showed up. And Carmelo. But Russell only cares about the female ref back there, Jessica. That doesn't look like what's that feel good. Oh, he's going over the ropes. Ropes again. And Carmelo Hayes was smart enough to keep Braun Strowman out of the ring for the 10th count. So Carmelo wins by countout. There we have a Motor City Machine Guns. I remember his name. So. They've been together for like 18 years. Known each other 20 years, and kind of washed up. But the second appearance on SmackDown, guess what? They won the title belts. Ah, look. There's Joey fucking wrestling. Joey the cunt Gargano. Go with his cunt wife. There's a good tackle from Gargano. Armbar. I like these invaded here. It's Mr. Tom. Hi, Mr. Tom.
Hello. You on your own?
Yep. So I might as well do it from the start. Won't take that long. Ah, look. Merry Christmas, everyone.
What AI did you use to make that, sir?
I used it's the Apple AI, but I used, what the fuck do they call the app? Hold on. They call it Playground or Image Playground. So I just say something like, 5 samurai penguins, and look what I get, Tom. Did this make you smile this morning? The Derricks
I enjoy penguins.
The Derricks are samurais. These little guys look like Derrick.
Hmm.
Well, let's go to the land of SmackDown, because everybody either having a shitty or Merry Christmas. What are you having, Tom? Can you control the slides, Tom, and get us to slide number 1?
Slide number 1.
Yep. There we go. SmackDown. What I was saying, Tom, is that they should have made until the end of the S in the middle blue, then had an arrow going down out of a SmackDown, out of a D, instead of SmackDown.
Yep.
I'm not that much of a fan of SmackDown.
That doesn't look like a D.
No, it does not.
I understand how they're going to say it does and why it does, but I'll happily tell them it doesn't.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't.
They're going to go, oh yeah, because because we got the slant and all that, and it'll fit. It looks like you've put 2 S's there. It looks like you've made one large S, which represents 2 S's in 2 different words.
Superman.
Yeah, sure. But no, absolutely not. And I'm sure this gets discussed every week since you've been doing the show every week, and it should, because it sucks.
That's why I have the folder for these listed as SmackDown. So Advance us forward, Tom.
Yeah, certainly seems that way.
Can we go to slide 2?
Yeah, sure.
For some reason, I make it hard to do on my little trackpad. I can zoom in.
That is slide 2, which I believe is that's the card, right?
Yeah, that's what card.
Right, so my understanding of the card is basically we are going to get a 6-man tag, because on my end it still says 2 out of 32 above the actual card. So, like, from what I can tell, it is obviously Andrade, Apollo Crews, and the other one, LA Knight, sorry, against the Bloodline.
Bad line.
Incredible.
You call them blood.
Incredible, Tony.
Why didn't you call them the Bloodline?
Oh, the Bad Line.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they are the still existing line.
I'm surprised this is like the next one's posted as like it's a tag team, but it's not.
That's the first thing I was going to say. When looking at it, I was like, it gives the impression that you're going to get a tag team title match. Not a title match. It's going to be a tag match.
Earlier, Tom, I called him Joey Gargano. Oops, sorry.
Yeah. I bet you did.
Because he is.
So, but instead, it's actually going to be a one-on-one match.
And you get the women's tag team down there. You got the pixie cunt, Joey Gargano's wife.
Yep.
Then you just get the Down Under crew there.
Yes, sir.
Let's get into our first match, Tom.
Is the Grayson Waller effect, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Because I probably should say, for the benefit of the audience, obviously I was doing something else while SmackDown was live. However, I was actually following along with 3 wrestling shows concurrently happening at the same time. Through the benefit of technology.
Did anybody get mad at you, Tom, for totally being into your technology, keeping up with 3 different wrestling shows?
Oh no, I wasn't watching. I didn't watch 3 wrestling shows while. Excuse me.
No,
I wasn't doing it while that was going on. No, I get what you mean. But I started doing it as soon as I finished that. So basically, it was that hour after. Excuse me.
So what does he pray to? Does he just pray that Solo doesn't die? Is that what he does?
I presume so, because he loves Solo. As he says all the time.
Solo's a little oiled up. He still needs to worry about getting the fat off his tits because his pecs make him look like he has man boobs.
Solo is a very serious competitor these days, to be fair to him. And I think I said it last week on your show. I think Solo Sikoa has genuinely improved, especially on the microphone and a bit in the ring. Genuinely improved since he basically was given the what would you call it? Given the ball to basically lead the Bloodline.
Yeah, I think he's done a good job. He was quiet and slow on the mic until he got better at it. His wrestling has definitely improved, but he still has man boobs.
Well, Samoans will do that, unfortunately, for them.
Yeah. Like I said earlier, you have Jacob Fatu back there. Lost 60 pounds. Still curious. What does wrestling look like when he weighed 60 more pounds?
It was the same. He was doing the same moves that he does now.
So you
Why
look
they
like
hired him.
So you look like Samoa Joe the last 5 years, where Samoa Joe has doubled in size.
Arguably, yes.
Arguably, I don't know if you can argue that.
I don't know what I would argue, but here comes a Scottish gentleman.
Yeah, that suddenly wants to appear on every fucking show to start off. Minus NXT. Maybe he's screaming out in the parking lot. We never know what's going on in the parking lot.
To be fair to them, they have clearly earmarked January 6th, which on my Netflix tells me it's January 7th, because it is. For me,
Yeah.
It is legally January 7th. And basically, they are building. Why would you not use this TV time over Christmas when generally no one's watching the products, to actually build up to when people say, well, you had all this time where nothing really matters to actually build stuff up, but they can't say they haven't, because these fuckers are everywhere.
Yeah, there's some of these that do a continuing stories and stuff, and other ones like we got last week. We had three shows basically because they're gonna film two Monday Night Raws out of it, but you got just for three matches. Weren't
Don't get me
bad.
wrong, Tony.
But the storylines, most of the storylines are paused, but you got Seth Rollins going. You got the Mad Scottish Man going.
Everything's leading January 6th.
Yeah, we'll get to that later.
Which is the right way to do it. Because I'll tell you this, Tony. If I am faced with having to watch another Sami Zayn versus Drew McIntyre match, I will actually run my throat through a spike, because I'm sick of seeing them fight each other.
You might have to skip through some slides later.
Well, I know they do. I'm saying it more because I had to go through it on Monday as well.
I like how they have the fresh oil on them. You can tell they've been back there working out to pump up their muscles.
There's a big clue as to who's going to win this match.
Yeah. What is it?
Apollo Crews is in the match.
It's like we need a wrestler now who doesn't have plans for the next 2 weeks. Oh, Apollo, okay.
Let me look through my notes because I might have it wrong, but I'm pretty sure he takes the pin. Excuse me.
There you got them all going at each other.
The Bloodline, Solo Sikoa, Tama Tonga, and Jacob Fatu defeat Andrade, Apollo Crews, and LA Knight by pinfall in 16 minutes 39 seconds of television time after a Samoan spike on Crews. Imagine my shock, Tony, to see all those words in that order, in sequence.
Very good.
Andrade is incredible. He's incredible as a wrestler.
That moon assault looks like it's gonna hurt.
Everything Jacob Fatu does looks like it's gonna hurt, and that's why he's great.
Look who's snuck up.
Oh my god, it's a wild Nakamura.
I told the audience that you call him Jap Brother.
Sorry, I call him what?
The Jap Brother.
I don't think I've ever called him that. Have I?
I'm sure you have.
You're right. I probably have, but I don't consciously know that I've done that. I know it's obviously the joke. I'm well aware of the joke because it's Hulk Hogan calling Yokozuna the Jap brother.
I wonder who said Jap brother more times, me or Hogan?
Oh, it's you. Because I think I've only watched WrestleMania 9 about 8 times in my life, and I've sat with you a lot more than 8 times in my life, so I know it's you. You've upset another member of our community with how many times you have said that Jack brother saying. Therefore, I know the answer is you. Like I'm highly confident, and yeah,
As Tom told us,
yeah,
the bad line one. I'm surprised he keeps calling them the bloodline. We have like Bloodline 1, Bloodline 2, Bloodline XL.
the bad line, or rather the not as bad line, considering they improve. Oh look, it's the Grayson Waller effect.
When's the last time he's wrestled on a main show?
They must be. They must be injured. At least one. Either they're both injured or one of them is injured.
Yeah, because I don't watch the extra shows that they get a knockdown and Raw.
I think with them, they are. No, I think they were going to turn Austin Theory babyface, but then they just didn't. Which is partly why I think Grayson Waller is injured, because otherwise they would have done it.
Yeah. One of the two of them's injured.
Yeah, because you can't.
Look. Look, Tom. You wasted all that time yesterday watching Santa with muscles. And look what you have here.
Oh look, it's Panland Santa with muscles. Dollar store Santa with muscles.
I wish they actually showed what he was throwing out to begin with.
I mean, to be fair, this is not the most egregious use of Santa in this week's World of Wrestling.
Speaking of throwing out, there goes the palm tree lit up out of the arena again.
What did that chair ever do to anyone?
Yeah, he hasn't grabbed the chair yet. He's got the tree though.
I mean, it's impressive, to be fair. I'm not the chair. Sorry, no, I've just realised. Yeah, it's the base of a tree. I'm thinking it's the way that the red bit folds over. I'm thinking it's a chair, but it's not. Is it? It's the base of the tree. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever.
The white thing there is a chair gun.
That's true. But then a stupid moron named Carmelo Hayes came out and basically was like, "Yeah, I'll fight you."
It's weird how much they're pushing him.
I don't think it's weird how much they're pushing him. I think it's weird how they think they're going to get him over by getting battered by Braun Strowman on a weekly basis.
But he started off Cody Rhodes. He's fought him twice. He's fought Andrade 6 times, maybe 7.
Those matches were great. They were great wrestling matches.
But I'm going to give a credit to Andrade. I'm sure Carmelo's talented, but I don't like him.
You don't like who, sorry?
I said I don't like Carmelo.
Why?
I don't know. It's just something about his attitude I don't like. That doesn't look like that's going to be fun. Does that look like fun to you, Tom?
I'd be lying if I said it looks amazing. I can't wait to do it. I'll put it in. I'll put it top of my wish list.
Oh look, So somebody's being sneaky. There's a payoff
Someone's
in a
being
second.
smart. You know, I'd be doing that immediately.
So
I'd be
somebody
like,
knows
what's the
time.
best way to get out of the ring or get him out of the ring? It's made him look like an idiot, by the way. Braun Strowman.
And that's it. And now we got the guy from Motion City, Motor City.
They're from Detroit, Michigan, are they not?
Yep, Motor City.
Yep.
Motor City Discussionof. The best thing is their entrance, and I don't remember them doing it this time, or they're going to a commercial or something.
Because he's serious and he's angry. He got fooled by Gargano. They're doing the old thing. Yeah, they're doing the like he means business kind of thing.
But why did they have to wait 18 years, 20 years into their wrestling career to bring these two in here? I like their music and the effects when they come on.
I get the feeling they would have signed him 4 years ago because he was going to be in NXT. But COVID hit, and obviously he ended up like not keeping him on because COVID. Because I think it was the travelling. He didn't want to do the travelling between there and Orlando at the time.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't want to live in Orlando or whatever it was. But otherwise, they would have signed him and they would have signed the other one eventually because of him.
I'm still curious how long will they continue the path on Raw and NXT being in the same city.
Well, where is Raw this week?
Where
is it next week? Gargano's certainly there.
Yep. Gargano with a spear.
I don't like heel Gargano.
Remember? I don't like any version of Gargano.
I like seeing him get beat up, but him being a heel is... Plus, it's not really him being a heel, is it? It's the other one being a heel. And you know how this ends. This ends with Ciampa turning on him again. Like it always has and will.
Well, they've been partners 8 years, Tom. I know they've known each other longer.
I think in the WWE canon, they have been a tag team for 8 years, yeah.
Oh, look, there's your buddy. Speak of the devil, see the devil.
Nah. Not even a coat with your own name in it can change the fact that your tag team balls the fuck out of me.
Same feelings, Tom.
It's really impressive how they can manage to be even more boring than the other team that actually have nothing about them, other than hey, they work for the other company for 20 years.
Due to SmackDown, it's not on Hulu anymore, and I think Raw's still on there, but even before that, I started watching them on the USA Network so I could see the whole thing. So I knew I was reviewing the whole thing instead of just part of it.
I get it. I mean, Gargano won, obviously.
Yep. If this button never works, we'll jump like 20 slides ahead, Tom.
Fucking hell. So can you go back one so I can just see the sheer size of Nia Jax compared to the other one?
I'm not even seeing it.
That's outrageous.
Yes.
So obviously Gargano gets the roll-up win.
Yeah.
The dirty roll-up, let's just say.
That sounds very dirty, Tom.
It
Look
does.
how happy he looks. And how
He looks
comfy
like
he
I
looks.
just outsmarted the very stupid babyface, which he did. Because he's getting all angry. And the one thing Ciampa did this week that was very clever, like the others were getting angry in their promos, the machine guns, and he's like, yeah, we'll happily wrestle you in a one-on-one match because it's not a title match.
You're gonna like this Zoom if I can make it happen here in a little bit.
Okay. Let's test your Zoom, sir. Is it Candice LeRae's abs?
No, I can't get it to Zoom. I'll point it out here in a minute.
One thing I will say is that I admire that they're actually making more usage of Candice LeRae.
Yeah, because I loved it because she was never making the Hulu cut. I just don't like her. I'm sure she's perfectly fine, but I don't like the way she comes across. Don't like how she's pushed Tiffany to the side.
That's more worked in favour of the storyline, isn't it? Like, because she's turning babyface. She's turning Tiffany Stratton babyface by existing within the team. They'll come out at some point and be like, we're Team Jax. Oh, look, Naomi.
What? Okay,
this serves a wider story point, no, Tony. Because obviously the champion retained.
Yeah.
Naomi, I don't know if you have a slide for it, but Naomi has been handed the belt. So she has, from what I can surmise, she has replaced Jade Cargill in the tag team.
If you pay attention there and like really look at her head, who does she look like, Tom?
Who, Nia Jax or Naomi?
Naomi looks like Medusa.
What, the wrestler?
No,
what do you mean because of the hair? The mythological, yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Actually looks like a cheetah or a lion or something like that. But, you know, there's animals that have massive manes of hair. But the important thing, more than anything, and I genuinely mean this, is I cannot wait just to find out whether when Cargill returns from whatever she's doing, are they actually going to turn Naomi heel?
That'd be interesting.
Or are they going to turn Naomi and Cargill? No, Naomi and Belair heel?
Kind of looks like the way they talk and stuff. It looks like they could do that.
But I have no idea because I don't know. I don't get why you'd want to be the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, because it just means you end up on all three shows defending them.
It's really weird.
Matches.
They've added the U.S. title. They're on the work of it and the international belt, but they have one fucking tag team belt that covers three things, and they have like 200 female wrestlers.
No, Tony, that's the right call. That is absolutely the right call. Because when they had a Raw SmackDown champ, we had women's tag team champions and NXT women's tag team champions. It was fucking woeful.
Huh.
Oh, look who it is. Funny. How do I know she would crop up in this?
You would
Did she
never
happen to
know,
cost
Sam.
them the match by any chance? With a
Well,
fouled interference?
she was because all the women were on the ground, but
I see.
she's in a cash in again. So
Yeah.
we give a champions retaining. Yay! And that concludes SmackDown. Say SmackDown.
Right. And that concludes last week's episode of SmackDown. Now we move on to Raw.
I'm glad because they have that. I don't know if it's just somebody was having fun with Photoshop or whatever, but the Raw logo was very similar to this SmackDown, and I was afraid that was going to happen when they started first advertising when Netflix deal that popped up. Like, please don't do that. I like how they had all the wrestlers show up at the headquarters just so they could show that on several screens. And here comes the fight card.
Right. So in this week's episode of Raw, we get Drew McIntyre cuts a promo.
I'm just gonna let you control. There we go.
Okay.
I'm gonna delay here.
So in this episode of Monday Night Raw, which is so much better when they made it 2 hours for a start. How do I control this? Do I have to move it across? Oh, fair enough. Right. Okay, so it's going to start at Drew McIntyre is going to cut a promo. I believe the plan with Seth Rollins was to obviously do a what is it you call it? A sit down interview with Jackie Redmond. We're gonna get Tozawa versus Chad Gable, and we're gonna get Natalia versus Alba Fire versus a mystery person because of the injury suffered by Kairi Sane last week at the hands of the Pure Fusion Collective. And
I wonder who could fill those shoes.
yeah, I wonder what also ethnically similar individual could also be part of that. And obviously Dexter Lumis is going to wrestle The Miz.
So you're telling me there could be a Jap sister.
There could be a Jap sister on Raw. There could be.
I like how now he's just constantly angry.
Yeah. And he's basically like, yeah, the bloodline screwed me over. And you all allowed it. And now you're all mates with the leader of that bloodline that screwed me over.
It's funny. He's like, Solo, I hope you destroy the OG bloodline. Let's get rid of Roman. Because Roman was bad.
And what I like about it is because for every wrestler goes, oh, I'll get up all every day and I'll just get on with it even when he feels a shit. I'm like, yeah, but maybe you shouldn't.
Look. Look who. I can't imagine this. Who would have known?
I suspect that T-shirt would have sold fucking millions if they actually released it 2 years ago. But still,
I'm sure it sells plenty now.
I'm sure it does, but
I'm sure
you
that
know
was
what
probably
I mean.
the number one or number two this week.
I imagine the number one shirt this week was almost certainly going to be something to do with CM Punk. Or R-Truth. Judgment Day, still. even though he's not been near him for like 8 months. But anyway. Right, so what happened next? He punched him in the face and then got beat up for it. And then, look, it's the Yeet Man. And then they do their thing.
I don't know why I'm like staying by.
So I'll tell you the biggest thing in wrestling this week that has upset me is that across all the wrestling companies, and I've seen a fair few of them this week, I did not find one fucking Christmas-themed street fight match.
NXT had one, Tom.
Sorry?
NXT did.
Nope.
Yep.
Nope. Not in the same way.
Well, we'll see, Mr. NWO. Yay!
Did anyone get thrown into a Christmas tree?
When they threw Christmas trees.
I see. Okay. Oh, look, it's the Women's Intercontinental Championship. I don't get why they don't just continue going with the old style, other than to sell new belts. Everything. Oh, look, it's Alpha Fire, the actual good one of that duo. And oh, look, it's Natty. And you know what I'm going to say? The same thing I always say every time I see her. You've worked here longer than your uncle and your dad. And your character is still that you are the daughter and the niece to your dad and your uncle.
There she is.
And she's going to say, oh, it's my... I know in backstage, like, she trains the wrestlers and she's like the lady veteran. I get that. But it's obvious, say, is that.
I liked when she was on SmackDown and did more training with our eventual champion that will cash in the title, Mrs. Tiffany.
I'll tell you about her that I think they should have done. No, sorry. The one storyline involving the women that I actually wish they had carried on with is when they had Eva Marie on SmackDown. And they were going to do like, I don't know if you remember it, but they were like, they kept getting out of having her wrestle a match. Like, because like her clothes broke or her outfit broke, so she didn't want to wrestle naked and things like that. It was like, that would have been mega heat if she'd have even remotely won a match. While everyone knows she's shit at wrestling. It would have been the best thing ever.
Right here we have Japan Airlines.
Yep.
He's coming in.
Air Sky. Air Jap. Pan. Yeah. I'll never forget that I did that. I'll never remember that I did that, but I hope I do.
There you go.
Pan. Yeah.
Look, the name of the show, Tom.
Oh, it's a missile Dropkick.
Yeah.
Join us on next week on my new YouTube channel, The Hammerlock. The picture just be a giant hammer and a key and a padlock.
How many shows can I come up with based off of wrestling?
Millions. Oh, look, it's a sharpshooter that she never wins with.
But double sharpshooter, though.
Oh, she got both of them in it. And I know she still doesn't win the match. What should have happened in this move is that one of them then should have grabbed the other one that's on the floor in the chokehold, and then the tap out occurs. Be hilarious.
Whee!
Oh, look, it's an over the moon salt.
Successful or denied, Tom?
I know it's successful because I know she wins with it. But yes, she's looking at the belt, which I'm all but certain she's winning.
Look at her.
She's
so happy.
I know they're really high on her, but it's weird because she's barely wrestled this year since WrestleMania. It feels like she's never wrestling.
And she's getting high up there in the years too, isn't she?
She is a perfectly fine specimen, Tony. I will not have her being called like an old woman, even on the missile dropkick. Well, here we go. It's the Alpha Academy. Oh, look, it's Hulk Zawa. And he is basically about to get squashed. I'm sure his match with Kurt, I was going to call him Kurt Angle, Gable, goes about 2 minutes, 7 seconds. Because it's basically suplex, ankle lock. Done. Suplex, as Gordon Soley would say. Here was suplex. German suplex.
Tom,
Yeah.
I gave you 2 things in this. I gave you lots of Germans and lots of Japs.
That's 2/3 of the axis of evil, some would say.
Could say me and you are axis of evil.
Well, obviously, Tiff and Stratton were nowhere near that with her Polish heritage.
Germans in Poland, Tom.
No, can't. Bad things happen. But obviously, I keep calling him Kurt Angle because he fucking looks like Kurt Angle.
Then everybody does like what they would chant at Kurt Angle. So it's like, you suck, blah blah blah.
I mean, this is basically like looking at Team Angle, apart from there's not a black guy in it.
I hate how this exists like 27 years later.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny. She was so angry that she got kissed, but it wasn't the kiss from Zawa there. It was that one.
Oh, you thought she didn't like that? Otis was giving her a bit of a bit of a lavering.
Yep.
Oh look, it's that man that doesn't like the New Day.
The mustache man, or a mustache.
That was a weird segment. It's like, you booty ass Tom Selleck. Oh look, it's Damien Priest, Christmas man. Bisexual taker.
Ooh. Oh, hold on. Yeah, that was the. But he looks like he's like the Lord of Tree Forest.
Lord of the Forest. He's looking like, how dare you come into my woods? Like, you dare walk into my woods and disturb me?
There can only be one.
Yeah.
Master of
there can only be one bisexual Undertaker lookalike.
I missed having shows with you, Tom.
Why? What did I do?
Just your comments and stuff. Not bisexual.
But he is. He is. Like, that's nothing that isn't being said all over the internet. But to be fair, I mean, he literally does dress like the Undertaker. Which he should, because it's cool.
I do like his new music. Hey, Tom. Made you over again.
Oh, look. Dom hitting a kick.
Imagine that.
Dom's moustache is also trying to hit a kick. Oh, look. There's a giant-headed Santa. I feel sorry for that that Matt if the back of his head hits it, because it's going to create a hole in the floor.
Look at, I know it caused an earthquake. That whole arena would have collapsed.
Yeah. Finn Balor's in the ring. Am I right in thinking the match was a disqualification?
You are correct. Yeah.
Because of the Judgment Day running. And the reason I say that is because I know there are 2 disqualifications on this show, one followed by the other. And I found that quite lazy. Like, why couldn't you have had the squash match happen and then this? Or this happen, then the squash with the ankle lock?
Because you got a dead center you got to get off the mat. They can have 72 guards come out to pull him out.
Also, Damien Priest has got new mates. He's got himself his Aryan Norwegian Viking mates.
They're not Vikings anymore.
Oh, they're raiders, aren't they? They're war raiders. But I'm not sure if they have officially changed the name. But
yes, yeah.
Okay. But look, it's Eric before he gets another injury next week, probably. I hope he doesn't, obviously. But oh, look. He's doing the thing to the thing.
Alright, I figured out how to make this go smoother.
Oh, look, it's the War Machine. I mean, it does get people high up on that chokeslam, to be fair. Oh, look, it's the Miz. In his natural alignment as a dirty heel.
It looks like he's a mix between like Zorro.
Yep.
He's got so many things going on there.
Oh, holy shit, it's Mercy the Buzzard.
Scary looking bastard. What? I didn't like it the other week when they lost the 4-man tag.
I can't believe they lost it. To be fair though, I suppose it would get a bit how do you word it? It would become too predictable if they're always winning. But I do think they should always win. But obviously, I mean, ultimately, it's still Dexter Loomis dressed as Mercy the Buzzard.
Yeah, I like Loomis though.
Oh, it is a callback to when they wrestled. What's their name? Well, Dexter Loomis kidnapped the Miz a couple of years ago, didn't he?
That
was definitely a thing. I like how he can summon the Wyatt clan by putting his arms out. But did you notice that Bo Dallas was not there?
Yes, I did.
Did they actually give a reason why he wasn't there, or is it part of the story that he wasn't there?
They didn't mention it. So.
Fair enough.
To be continued, Tom.
Yeah, I mean, anything that gives Nikki Cross something to do is I will never actually have a go at.
Did you like the superhero thing?
I didn't think it was very good. No, I didn't like it. But as soon as I saw it, I was like, I know why she suggested it. It was her idea. She went to Vince McMahon, basically went, I think I could play this superhero character, where obviously the part of the gimmick is I'm not very good at it. Hence why almost a superhero.
It's weird how many of these girls are into the cosplay and stuff.
Yep. Because she suggested it, because she knew as soon as she said it to Vince McMahon, it would get on TV.
Vince is like, here you go, sugar tits.
Because it was such a departure from her previous character of basically being Nikki Cross, she knew Vince would immediately go for it, which he did. So he was right. But this here, this is great. This is fucking. Imagine having your own mum turn her back on you because of what you did to Big E, which he was right to do. I cannot stress enough, they are right for what they did to Big E.
He's like, hi, Mom. And then Mom's like,
She's like, where's Big E? Why ain't he with you? How dare you? In the kayfabe of wrestling, why would you turn up to do that?
hi, Mom.
I get why he would have her flown in because she's his mum. I don't get why she would accept the invitation if she's not going to hug her son anyway.
Yeah.
It's great though. It got massive heat.
I'm sure backstage they hugged.
Massive heat. Oh, look, it's time for your Christmas Raw main event.
If I can get it to show up on my end. I'm just going backwards, makes it work.
What are you trying to get to show up? Because I just saw Drew McIntyre come up.
The problem is I'm not seeing what I'm advancing the slides, but they're delayed. There's McIntyre.
There you go. There you go. Drew McIntyre is
talking about Highlander. He likes acting, so him being Highlander would be great.
It would. I don't know how his Sean Connery accent would go though. Yes. Yes.
That's still the best episode of the trip.
Yes. That pyro will always be cool. It beats cutting the rope in half with a sword.
Yep. I mean, he had like a rock star entrance there.
And you know who didn't? Sami Zayn. Because he sucked. He's a good wrestler. I just don't like the character.
He always just looks like a guy that he just picked up off the streets that was looking under the bench trying to pull out whatever's in a white McDonald's bag. It's half consumed or 3/4 consumed.
It's true. Oh, don't get me wrong. As much as I'm giving him shit now, his match against Johnny Knoxville at WrestleMania, I think it was 38. It might have been 92. That was the best match of the whole show. The entire weekend, not weekend, the two shows, the 2 nights of Mania that year, the best match because the way it was put together, the way the company filmed do you remember the big hand that basically ended up smacking Zayn?
Yeah.
But they filmed it in a way that you didn't see it because it came out of nowhere. It was incredible.
But I liked how they did it, how it was just like one continuous move, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Like it set all these things into effect.
Like, if you describe the match to someone who doesn't like wrestling and you said he got pinned while he was in a mousetrap, a giant mousetrap, they'd probably go, I'm gonna go and check. I've left something in my car, sir. And then the next thing you hear will be them fucking driving off and you'd never see him again. But is what it is.
Oh, the next slide come up for me.
Oh, hang on. Where did we see this record before? The Uso boys back at, and then he gets battered again. But does he get battered this time by Drew McIntyre? Or is it because a wild bad line appeared?
I just like how he had the fucking pink Rocky bandana on.
Sami Zayn's taking a nap.
The geek version of Rambo.
They've got Prime over in the corner. Oh, he got pushed off the top rope, did he?
Let's try this again.
Mm-hmm. I love you, Solo.
Do you think Solo loves him back though?
It needs more Tama Tonga. No. Where the fuck is Pirate Tonga Loa? I know he got injured in the War Games, but I was kind of hoping, like, although Tonga Loa is injured, maybe Pirate Tonga Loa is invincible.
Like Pirate Tony.
Pirate Tonga Loa is, it was amazing. All because Kevin Owens poked him in the eye during the segment, and because they were filming, it was another back-to-back SmackDown. In the second showing, they'd actually done his eye up to sell the eye being poked. It was like, yeah, that's wrestling.
Fast.
And because they took him out of the match with it as well. It was like, oh my god, he's a pirate. Anyway, oh look, it's that man. It's that gentleman with the red suit. That saved him. That saved his career. That angle would have been dead in the water had he come out repeatedly in that red suit.
Yeah.
Because I shamed him on that episode of the Full Nelson for that red suit, I think it saved his career.
I just think it's funny that they're just like, here you go all the time.
I like how they're pretending that they didn't lose the War Games.
It's weird how much more match happy this was than the other one that was filmed last Monday.
Yeah. I'm just impressed at not remotely selling the fact that they shouldn't exist anymore. I know really there was no stipulation that the winning team is the one that exists and the losing team doesn't exist. But just the common sense of it, the irony that the winning team have basically not been on television since. The winning team's leader has not been on television since. Is really impressive.
Yeah, it's weird. What are you seeing? Are you still seeing the bloodline, Tom?
Yeah, they are absolutely. They are basically going, yeah, we are the Ulafala, therefore we are the winners. I do have a lot of respect for the Ulafala, in all seriousness. Pure Fala.
There we go. They don't have the gold anymore, Tom.
Yep. It's black and silk. It's nice and professional. And it's like, I don't want you to be nice and professional. I want you to do your fucking weird shit with the black and gold.
And it's weird, like with the last pay-per-view, it's that before they didn't have the WWE logo, but they popped it on there a few
That's
weeks
true.
back.
You are correct, Tony, to be fair to yourself. NXT 2.0 was mental. Like, I cannot emphasize enough how horrible that was.
I think I just wanted it to be a jerk fest. I just wanted guys to tune in and see all the girls wrestle.
Well,
That's basically
originally,
all it was.
to be fair to them, Tony, the real thing they wanted to do actually worked, as in we're basically gonna build an entire developmental show around Bron Breakker, which is what worked.
Yeah.
Like it or hate it, it worked. But then when it became we want to build it around Carmelo Hayes, it was like, not so sure. You should build it around Gavin wrestling once every 2 weeks, though.
So which of the two top ladies up there would you take?
Right. Now let's be clear. I'm firmly putting my mask behind Vaca because she is clearly a lady of quality. Plus, when she puts their legs basically up, when she puts their head up her ass and then sort of thumps their face into the floor, that's particularly enjoyable. I'm sure it has a different name, but I'm just going to call it when she bums their face into the floor.
Then you get a semi.
I think we can definitely argue I'll get a semi-final. Yeah.
Okay.
How can you not respect that? That is one of the most unintentionally solid of citizens they currently employ.
I know it. I didn't have time to do it, but I was at her to the Tony six pack.
She should be in any six pack, but I do recognise that they do have an increasing amount of females in their employ, and for Jesus Christ, the size of them. Sorry, what? It feels like she was gone for like a year with them.
Yeah.
What's she fucking been doing for that year while she was away? Fucking playing with them?
Okay.
Like, even when she's going for it's fucking bigger than her armpit. Sorry. I should have more decorum.
Does that make it an armpit?
Yeah. Alright. That's very clever. That's very witty. But look who won. And it ain't the one that spent 7 years in developmental. It's the one that's an actual wrestler.
It started in Chile.
Yeah.
The one country Gary hasn't done a live stream from.
She cuts her promos in Spanish, does she not? Yeah. I think I've seen a few of them where she's like, I mean, I can't. I'm sure I can speak Spanish or Chilean a lot worse than she could speak English. But look who it is. It's Kalani Jordan, who has suddenly become a psychopath.
And attacking her with a Singapore cane.
That's true. And it's one of those, we've made it up to look a bit cute because you're a woman using it, it has to be pink on the end.
It looks like it hits her right on the waistline too, which would hurt.
Yep. To which Vaca is obviously like, nope, you're a babyface for now. Until next week, which tells heel on her. Because obviously this influx of women naturally will lead to last year's baby faces becoming heels because they're sick of all the new women turning up and taking all the spotlight, which is basically why Fallon Henley is heel.
Have you watched this full match yet, Tom?
I've watched the whole match, but I'm aware of what happens, and it's basically one big boner fest for Regal, basically being like, I get to work with my son. I get to work with my son.
Yeah, but the whole time it's like, oh, I'm working to fuck over my son. Is what I got from it. Even though they change it at the end because it looks like, oh, I actually fucked up there.
This is good. Like, it's technically, because his son is obviously very good technically.
They need more of those people on the main roster. Just even if it just helps the other ones just be a little bit better of a wrestler.
I'm not truly convinced they're actually going to move his son up in like a short space of time. He will be in developmental a long time because obviously he's going to keep his son around and make sure he's truly ready, even probably before he is. We've all lived through the Eric Watts era of wrestling. I'm going to push my son. He's going to be the top babyface in WCW.
So missile dropkick or no missile dropkick?
That looks like William Regal was about to hand over the Nux.
I was talking about the previous one.
Oh, that's not a missile dropkick. Missile dropkick's a top rope only, sir.
Yeah, but he's like going in between the top rope and the lower rope. He's
no, but you have to jump off the rope. Like, you have to jump off the middle or the top. Preferably the top. You can't do a missile through the rope.
Here's your brass knuckles.
Yep. And to be fair to them, they worked out a very clever way of doing this because obviously, as everyone knows, the disqualification automatically triggers the end of the British style NXT Heritage Rules match.
Yeah, but the title is not supposed to transfer.
That's not true. That's absolutely not true. That's absolutely not true, Tony. The title can change hands in the event of the other person winning, because the fall goes to obviously Lexis King because of the disqualification, but it also triggers the end of the match. Therefore, he wins the match and the title and the cup. Sorry, this is what makes it different as well. He's not won a belt. In wrestling terms, he won a trophy. The rules don't apply the same way, sir.
I guess I listened to too much Booker.
I was totally fine with it. I was totally okay with it.
But Booker's like, you can't end on a disqualification.
That's why Booker T's wrong. Because Booker T doesn't understand the rules of wrestling. Because he's a tag team champion 700 times, that would apply. But he ain't fighting for Booker T's 700th reign of WCW tag team champion. He's fighting for the NXT Cup, which is basically fucking nothing.
Basically nothing. Look at that fucking thing. But I want to cut out that image and give it to the rest, Tom.
Why, Tony?
Because it just would look very better if they would let me. Why are you staying put, Tom?
What do you mean? I can move this back over here, I think.
Okay.
Could you go to the next one, because I can see him holding the cup, because I want to see if Ren Sinclair's in the image, because she is very good. She's also in my Citizens Brigade.
I have Tony 6-pack and you have a Citizens Brigade.
In my opinion, the Citizens Brigade is going to become low-key the best thing in our community of wrestling. if I choose to push it as such as an actual title in our community, who's going to make the Citizens Brigade this week? Spoiler: everyone can. Yours is more. You got to be in the top 6. I'm like, fuck that. I'll have 700 citizens if need be. Obviously, a new Heritage Cup winner.
It's so cheesy. Everything.
And his character is still, I am my dad's son.
But I don't want to be my dad.
Well, because they never reference that he's not. It's always little hints. Anyway,
that kick would have hurt.
Oh look, it's Alba Fire again, fresh off of not winning on Raw.
It's like I haven't seen her in 2 months and see her twice in 2 weeks.
What I will say here,
week.
to be fair, I don't think it's an accident that you've caught a photo of Alba Fire, because she is clearly so much better than Isla Dawn that she will do the majority of any wrestling match.
They should have wasted time with her at all.
So much better. To look at, you know, they're both very much citizenly, but
they're both brigaders.
Speaking of citizens, fucking hell, that Gigi Dolin, fucking the state of it. But you would.
I mean, since she hasn't been wrestling, Tom, it's like she's one of them I never shit to the group chats or to you individually as a DM because they want to get wrestling. But there's quite a lot of nice photos of her floating around Twitter.
So they're all basically arguing on the outside, right? And 2 others join them, don't they?
Yeah. That right here, it looks like somebody wants something for dinner. Tom would say Fanny for dinner.
That looks like a fisherman suplex, which is always impressive.
I like when they do
leg.
When they do this one, when they can like keep flipping it like 2 or 3 times. I really like when they do that. We'll get to my favorite thing pretty soon.
Is that the attempt at the Falcon Arrow?
Looks like it.
Or a front-facing suplex?
Either way, it looks like it's gonna hurt.
Oh, look who it is. It's KC squared. Because they're both their initials are KC, and there's 2 of them. Therefore, KC2. And Fallon Henley's there, who is arguably one of the most solid of all the citizens in NXT.
The black one would be there if she would. She's also a little bit, but she still needs to lose like 15 pounds.
I'm not doing that shit with you again, Tony. Tell you this now. They are solid. Even Caden Carter. Oh, look. It's a Russian leg sweep thing that they do.
Yep.
But they're not Russian, though, so it should be the Scottish leg sweep.
And they both got the red hair, so.
Yeah.
There's some ginger.
Yeah, basically, this is our. We've set up this match over the past few weeks because we actually have nothing else, and it's Christmas, and you probably won't be watching it anyway, so there'll be no harm done by having it.
Whoa.
Honest is to fuck off.
What's going on in this photo, Tom?
I believe he's sniffing Leon Lennox's back. He's having a good old sniff. That's a delicious drop kick. To be fair, you know, I noticed with all rookies that one of the first things they teach them is like after they get like, can you do a collar and not tie up and all that, the collar and elbow tie up, they go, right, this is how you do a drop kick. But obviously now they're hiring athletes and teaching them the drop kick. They can all get fucking all kinds of in the air with it.
It's crazy how high they look at times. They look like they're fucking 15 foot up in the air. But in the 80s, that was one of my favorite moves, is a drop kick. Drop kicks and DDTs. And arm drags like your Dragon Man had. I still don't know why you change your name away from Richard Blood.
Because he's a babyface. If you was a heel, then you'd be Richard Blood. You'd be Dick Blood.
Did you see the behind the scenes?
Speaking of Dick Blood, it's Nikita Lyons, everyone.
Did you see the interview with her popping into it? If so, it's on the network and you need to watch it.
What
Not
did she
on the
do?
network, but on the website. Yeah. I can share it with you later, Tom.
I don't understand how she's ended up in this story. I mean, I understand basically because they've decided we're actually going to turn over Femi face. So we can't do the thing we initially had planned, which was to basically tease that Obafemi's basically giving her a portion. Like, they've got away from that, which I think they were implying initially.
I just don't know why they have her.
No, but they have diminished her now. Like, when she came back the first injury, it was like, oh yeah, this viral woman who basically pinned someone by doing
there you fucking go, Tom. There's a Christmas tree.
I'm not counting it. I'm not counting it because it's not actually no. My contention is basically you have not created the name of the match. I know it's a fatal 4-way. I know fatal 4-ways are no disqualification, and I get what you're going with, but it's not in the spirit of what I'm hoping for. As in, call it a Miracle on 38th Street Christmas street fight or a Lowell Christmas street fight or something. Something that actually tells you it's a street fight.
But Booker kept calling it a tornado tag.
Well, yeah, but that's not a Christmassy theme, is it? That's what I'm getting at, sir. I get your point with the fact they've introduced a Christmas tree into their fatal 4-way tornado tag.
Look, another Christmas tree.
But I want the match Christmas themed, like AEW.
Yeah,
they titled.
You'll get some candy canes here in a minute.
They titled their show "The Miracle on 34th Street Dynamite." Dynamite on 34th Street, and it was very clever because they had it at the Hammerstein Ballroom, which is actually on 34th Street. I checked the address. It is. But then they had no street fight on that episode of Dynamite, which I was like, why even bother? Why have you not got a Miracle on 34th Street fight?
Look, Tom, you got ribbon and Santa's bag. Still not enough for you.
But they've basically just introduced Christmas weapons into a fatal 4-way. I need it to be a special Christmas Fatal 4-Way. Just call it a special Christmas Fatal 4-Way. Then do this shit, and I'll be sitting there going, before the match, I'd be like, I want to see this because it's Christmas. I want to see a Christmas wrestling match. Like, all the times when you'd get like Mark Henry versus Damien Sandow, and he's going to beat Damien Sandow in about 4 minutes. But I was fine with it because it's stupid and it's just funny to see him, a giant Mark Henry in a giant Santa outfit, bullying Damien Sandow because he's heel for 4 minutes. Perfect. For example. Oh, look, it's the Mafia doing wrestling moves. There was a promo earlier in the show, if I remember rightly, where basically Channing Stacks Lorenzo, I believe his name is, started talking about correct me if I'm wrong, he didn't like Santa. Did not like Santa. Because someone dressed as Santa tried to steal something from his house and his mum had to show him away when he was a kid. And I heard that story and the first thing I thought was, Santa's interfering in this match.
Hank and Tank, Tom.
Sorry, sir?
I said Hank and Tank are up in the air there.
Hank and Tank are big fucking fellas. Let's get that right. They are big fucking dudes.
They moved up quickly from the NXT level up to pretty much being in every episode.
They originally started out having, it was either Hank or Tank, but he was the security guard for NXT, if I remember rightly. And then they had him go, can I learn how to wrestle? And then they gradually built him, he's going to get a wrestling match. And Drew Gulak is going to teach him or sort of thing like that. And then Drew Gulak got fired, obviously, for touching Ronda Rousey 8 years ago.
Yeah, that's definitely a gun show there.
They are very gun showy gentlemen. And the one with the mask is particularly gun showy. But again, as I've told you before, Tony, and I don't expect you to remember it, so I'm not saying like that, I don't think you can actually do a proper gun show if you have guns and you're heel. Like Earthquake was the king at it because he didn't have guns, he had flab. He had flab arms. Sorry,
these two guys would be Motor City machine guns.
Hey Gary, how you doing? These two guys are big fucking dudes. Big dudes. But yeah, they are probably going to be the champs.
Yeah, look at that way.
I mean, I say that. There's about 19 wrestling matches where I thought Axiom's going to lose. And he wins.
Santa's just knocked out with Don.
Oh, look, Santa just knocked out the Don.
Well, I jumped back for whatever reason.
Oh, look who it is. It's Ava. The worst general manager in the history of any general managing. Inside wrestling or outside, I imagine.
Yeah. Pretty poor at it.
It's basically Dwayne Johnson without winning.
I still like Al Thorpe with it over there. That was brilliant. That was like 2 weeks of brilliant acting from the wrestler. I mean, you figure Ava would know how to act with her dad. Oh, look. Who's that, Tom?
That is the man that is undoubtedly going to walk out of WrestleMania weekend with that belt. He's looking at it like, soon, my pretty. But no, in all seriousness, Trick's going to retain in this triple threat match by beating Eddie Thorpe.
Oh, look. The end and the beginning.
So it's time for a quick roundup. Tony, what would you say was your best match of that particular week?
Probably the one with Andrade in it.
What, Andrade? Okay.
Yeah. I just like his wrestling.
You are a Why does it look like he's got a missile coming out of his crotch?
I for once of AI created Tom, that one had missile dick, so I just left it. I mean, you can't tell AI to do something different, can you?
How do you mean?
Yeah, I mean, like, sometimes this stuff knocks your dick stiff, so what's wrong with having a luchador with a...
Oh, so you implying that I sort of inspired this image of a luchador basically gyrating a missile out of his crotch?
Yeah.
Okay. Just so we've got that cleared up. Okay. So Tony,
Yes.
I don't know what I'm going to say next because it'll probably just gonna make up random waffle. But yeah. So
You got 8 more images after this one. So look what you get to get in just a week's time, Tom.
Okay.
It's weird. Originally, it was going to be SmackDown on the 3rd/4th, but they switched it up for whatever reason and went with Raw. I guess Netflix is paying us double of what NBC Universal used to be.
Well, yeah, because Raw has obviously been the flagship. So you've got to keep in mind, more people are now going to watch Raw than ever before. Because you've got to keep in mind now that in Europe specifically, in England specifically, you now only have to pay £5 a month to watch Monday Night Raw instead of 30.
Yeah, and that's why I wanted to get back to doing a review show, which was hard to do without you because it takes 2 people that have watched all of it and pretty much knows what happened with all of it.
Yeah. Even if I don't watch it, I'll watch the results or the highlights. The thing with wrestling, in all seriousness, I like that it's not football. No, because my thing with wrestling, I think I said this on one of the early episodes of Full Nelson, is that no matter what happens in the wrestling, I don't care. In the grand scheme of things, for my own amusement, I'll react to it like it's an actual TV show, whereas people don't react to football in the same way. It's myself included. It affects you to differing degrees, I suppose, but I've never actually been angry in real life, like actual steam coming out of my ears because Daniel Bryan defeated John Cena at SummerSlam.
I'm still pissed that CM Punk wasn't medically fit, but he cost McIntyre 3 titles. Then he beat him 2 out of 3 times. That's it.
Yeah,
That's
my
ridiculous.
point is, you're not actually really angry, though, are you?
I'm not happy about it. I can definitely say fuck Phil with a
sure
PH.
you know what I mean, really, though. because you're getting into it, and I'm not slagging you off for that, but I just mean like it's why I enjoy it, because I get into it like for like enjoyment. Like I wasn't fucking happy with the New Day for what they did to Big E, but I realised they're right. They're actually right to have fucking kicked him out, because we know fucking sucked for like half a year and we're losing every week. Where's fucking Big E?
It's weird how Breaker there, he looks pretty CGI.
I was gonna say looks pretty seedy. I'm a very simple man with my wrestling. If you basically book a match and put Tribal Combat over the Chiron underneath the names of the wrestlers, I will watch your Tribal Combat. My favourite part of it is there's never been a good Tribal Combat match. Because obviously the only other one was Jey Uso versus Roman, and they got injured within the first 5 minutes of the match. So they fucking stumbled around like concussion to fuck. It wasn't great.
It's weird how they just keep adding to this too.
Yeah. I genuinely believe they are not going to do the match with CM Punk. Something's going to happen where there's not going to be a finish. Basically, they're going to fight. As soon as they I believe I'll use what the gangster community will describe as on site. As soon as they see each other, they are going to fight, and the referee just go, "Oh, I'm not even in a position to ring the bell."
Will it be better than Strowman and our favorite, very, very large Australian buddy? Didn't really
Are you referring to Mr. Bronson Reed?
Yep.
I still think they made a massive mistake by having him beat Bronson Reed. I knew they were going to have him come back and beat Bronson Reed, but I don't think they were going to do it like 2 months into the angle. That was a mistake, in my opinion. Not one that you can't recover from. Like they're still going to make money hand over fist because Seth Rollins beat Bronson Reed. Like it's not the sort of decision that in 5 years' time people are going to look back on and go, they really shouldn't have had Seth Rollins beat Bronson Reed. I think more in the sense that it doesn't help Bronson Reed.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
They've done a lot of that lately.
There's going to be no wrestling documentary in 10 years' time where people, where like Booker T sat there going, "Oh man, I definitely don't think they should have had him beat Bronson Reed, man." Like sort of thing. No, they'll make millions regardless of the result. That's how. Sorry, go on.
I was to make my poster of New Year's Evil, but since they don't have the image of the three-way, that I didn't do my work because, of course, it had Julia versus Perez, but Trick has to go against two people.
Did you say Trick has to go against Pikachu?
No, two people.
Oh, two people. I thought you said two Pikachu. I can see why I think it was similar. But no, in all seriousness, I don't think that match is not going to have a finish. And when I say no finish, what I mean is Trick Williams is not pinning Obafemi, and Obafemi is not pinning Trick Williams. Eddie Thorpe is employed on that night to take the pin from Trick Williams.
Like he was the last. They both took a pin.
Even in my review of last week's NXT, I basically, as I was writing it, I even wrote on the thing, there is no way this man is beating Trick Williams tonight.
It's weird that they put so much in January 6th, January 7th, whatever we want to call it. It's like they put so much into that. You've heard jack shit about the next main event. And what's weird, they're allowed for a year.
That's
And
going
you
to set
just
up.
had one a month ago.
No, but that 4 years is going to start from this one, isn't it?
Yeah, probably. But
Well, my understanding, their contract will be we do 4 in a year, but then even if they're including December as the 4, they'll just start next year, like next December. So they're still going to do 4 this year, and the one this year, this 25th, is basically going to be the Royal Rumble is next week. The Royal Rumble's next week. Who's going to win the Royal Rumble? Who's going to win the Royal Rumble? Come watch the Royal Rumble in Lucas Oil or whatever it is. Did you see the meme that Netflix made about the Royal Rumble? Now, if I can find it, I'll show it to you. It's very clever. Excuse me.
you should be able to show it on here.
I'll just hold it up to the camera if I find it. I think it's very good, but I don't think it's worth like holding up your whole show for. But it's basically them going. The gist is that Netflix is the next one out in the Royal Rumble because they're now carrying WWE. That's the point of it initially, from what I understood. If I find it, I'll send it to you. But,
it's still crazy that they had two shows on there, plus having all the back catalog, but they were paying half of what Netflix is going to, which means Netflix is going to do what Amazon does, and there's not going to be a non-ad supported tier. All of them are that. At some point, I mean, you guys get the best of it anyway because you get you got all the good AMC shows would go on there to get better call like the night after it would air and stuff. Much better value.
Some of the Netflix stuff, yeah.
But for us, it's like everything went to other networks, and their remaining shows aren't that good. Umbrella Academy's interesting, but less interesting with your actress on her leisure time decided to go, I'm gonna cut off my tits and be a boy.
Well, as you're saying, from what I can tell, they've been on USA Network every Monday night since 2005, right?
Yeah.
And save for the 6 years that it wasn't on USA Network, it's been on every night since 1993. What are they actually going to put on next Monday night? Not next Monday, January 6th.
2. Yeah.
Like, what? They've not had to think about this for like 20 years nearly.
Yeah, it's going to be different.
And now people ain't going to watch whatever they put on.
But it's going to be funny because you don't see people tuning in there and they're like, where's the wrestling at?
Mm-hmm.
Then they'll have to grab their phones. Actually, they don't have to grab their phone. They just have to lift up their phone. At least here, that's the way things are. People are zombies with their fucking phones. Then they give it to their kids. And it's weird how fucking 2-year-old kids.
Mm-hmm. I'm thinking NXT. I don't know. I think you should end the show in a minute, Tony, unless you've got any more slides, sir.
No, done with slides.
Because otherwise we're just going to be waffling on for a needless amount of time.
Sorry for that other one. No border.
No problem.
Tom's at the bottom of the cave.
Tom's in what? The what?
Bottom of a cave.
I am. It's true, I am. Yeah, so I'll say goodnight to your audience. Good night to Gary, if he is still around. With respect to Gary, I highly doubt he is, because I wouldn't be if I didn't. Gary doesn't weekly watch wrestling. Why would he want to watch us talk about it?
Gary does watch if we're doing a watch along, so to see the fucking 4-year-old. But
Gary was sensational during the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
Greenwood in the Women's Royal Rumble also.
It's crazy that we're that close to. It's weird that they don't have a pay-per-view for 2 months, basically. The Survivor Series was out of the first.
Fair, the Survivor Series was about a month ago, wasn't it? At this point, we're a lot closer to the Royal Rumble than it seems.
It was close. It was like near the 1st of November instead of the Empire, I think.
I mean, to be fair, they did do a Saturday night main event last week, so it's like a pay-per-view.
Maybe this would have got Gary's attention.
Is that the previous week's six-pack for clarification purposes?
Yes.
That's fine. No. I understood you earlier was saying that you haven't updated it. Not digging you out, just in case anyone thought, haven't we seen this one before?
It's weird. Last week was Zoom work, and it's not this week.
It's because the Zoom last week wanted to see Julia. Wanted to see full Julia.
Yeah, overall, okay week of wrestling.
You're not going to go through your old six-pack for the benefit of the audience, in case they happen to not see last week.
I can. I can get it to. Can you drag it to the middle top?
Is that how it works?
Yeah.
I'm dragging it. Did it show? Don't think it works when I do it.
You did earlier, though.
No, it worked earlier when I can put myself on. Did that work when I did it? Oh,
there we go.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Somehow we've skipped over one. There we go again, Julia. If you want to be like Stan, you can zoom in and see her under cleavage. I'm more of a fan of under cleavage and over cleavage right now, Tom.
Why did none of that surprise me? It's a perspective thing.
But I'm not sure.
Looking up at things always makes things seem larger than if you're looking down on them.
But I'm not sure where my load would go, Tom. I mean, with her, you just shoot it everywhere.
She loves her costumes. Oh, didn't she? Didn't she once dress as Mortal Kombat or something like that?
Yeah, she's basically done all of it. That didn't pay her dressmaker money. I mean, God, who the fuck couldn't see Super Kick, Tom?
Shawn Michaels. I don't even know why I said that.
Can you imagine that kick right there was her knickers off, Tom? Be a good view. Unless they were Canadian.
Oh, look who it is. It's Kairi Sane, the Japanese evil villain.
Yeah. Are all these people like getting injured just so they can like shift their shows or whatever? Or are they just giving them holidays? Like Cody and
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they're injured like him and Orton and stuff. Huh.
That's
Wonder
Tiffany
who that could
Stratton,
be.
is it not?
No, I see part of a nipple there. Let's see who it could belong to.
Oh, wow.
Look at those abs, Tom. Hey, can you do the zoom in?
How do you do zoom in anyway?
I was pinching on my trackpad before.
Oh. It worked when I did it. But I don't know whether it's
Just
hang on.
for you.
I just don't know what I'm pressing now though.
Just to Tom's like enhance.
I've messed your thing up, Tony. I'm going to, if you don't mind, I'm going to click the X because it's looking awful on screen.
Okay.
So, it's still there. So let me try again.
You want to try again?
Yeah, just out of curiosity, right? I'm gonna put the cursor on the one in the middle for context. I'm going to hang on. Yeah, this is really bad to use. No, because I'm doing it to the whole screen.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
For me, it was working pretty good last week. I just can't believe
Right,
those
I've reset it
abs
to the
here.
usual thing. I've got a thing, hover over an image and press Control twice. So hopefully that is. What's that? So I don't know what all that is about. Yeah, amazing. It's terrible. Nothing's working. Anyway.
Oh, well, what if you did it over Finny?
Well, I know it'll work for him because they
Single limits.
it's afraid of him, isn't it?
Are they afraid of him, Tom?
If they're not, it bloody should be.
Nope. There's Tom trying to make Finny larger than life.
Well, yeah.
Thanks
It's
for
basically
joining
proving me
me.
even worse. It all it's done is prove to me that Restream sucks.
It's good for me doing it mobilely. Like I said, I keep reminding you to actually telling you to remind me to try to stream it to my TV so it's larger so I can see what the fuck's going on.
Anyway, say good night to your audience, Tony.
Good night, audience. And I'll see you again, audience, or not.
Yeah, because obviously there will be changes afoot again.
We'll
I'm
be
going to tell
switching
Tony more
wrestling
about
moves.
those when we go off air. But yeah.
Good night, everybody. Me and Tom have to talk now. And thanks for showing up, Gary. In case you're still listening.